deliver.
This is the exciting, glamorous face of thoroughbred racing. Winning is everything. A lot of these horses will go on to breed future winners, but not all of them.
Watching these magnificent thoroughbreds, many of us like to believe that when their final races are run, they retire to fields of clover. But the fact is, if they're injured, or even if they slow down a step, a great many of them are simply destroyed.
Now, a few of the lucky ones are winding up in fields of clover, thanks to Judy Parker. She intercepts horses headed for the slaughterhouse, takes them home, mothers them, and puts them up for adoption. Her Adopt-A-Horse program has found homes for about 200 horses.
Totally sound horses go to the slaughterhouse. Totally sound horses that have no problems at all. And most of these people at the racetrack don't have a facility outside of the track to put a horse at. So if they don't have an outlet like Adopt-A-Horse, they don't have a place for the horses to go and they have to be slaughtered.
From between horses, here comes Be So Agile, gaining fastest of all.
For a time, a horse named Be So Agile was a winner at Tampa Bay Downs.
Down to the wire, it's Be So Agile in front.
But Be So Agile developed knee problems, falling off the pace and out of favor. His racing career was over.
Turn him towards me a little bit.
Joe Wanch was Be So Agile's trainer.
It's hard economically. We don't know what to do with these horses. Sometimes there's so many that go by the wayside and you just can't keep them all. You know, you need a stall for a horse that's going to race. The owners are paying a lot of money per day to keep a horse, and you can only ask them to take up a stall for so long and pay so long on a horse that's not going to produce anything. It's just going to cost you money, and some are kinder than others about it, but some just say, well, get rid of them any way you can. I hate it. Last year, we had to have a horse destroyed, and I wouldn't even come back to the barn. I stayed in the grandstand until the sure was all over with, and I didn't want any part of it. I feel bad because, you know, they don't ask to be racehorses. We make them that way. And consequently, sometimes they break down and whatnot, and it's really no one's fault but ours, not the horses. And so it's a shame that they have to suffer over it, but that's the nature of the game. Sometimes you can't help it.
It costs owners about $100 a month to keep a horse, and that's for those who have a place to keep a horse. For the most part, these horses are sold for about $300 to people who are indelicately known in the horse racing profession as the killers.
In the case of Be So Agile, it was Judy Parker to the rescue.
He just can't go very fast anymore, but he'll be a nice riding horse with somebody. He's got a pretty good temperament. This horse will be fine. Like
Yeah,
I
he's
say,
good.
you know,
He's fine. He's
going to be all right. And he's a nice horse to get along with.
And there are many nice people out there, nice trainers and nice owners. And the other ones, they don't care what happens to their horse.
There you go. Yay! Quickly! He knows he's going away. Yay!
I've had a few guys that actually have cried and thanked me for taking their horses, and you know, you feel really good when somebody's like that.
All right,
We'll be
Judy,
in touch.
I'm glad there's somebody like you around.
Thanks.
Step down. Step here. Not the same barn as at the racetrack, but it's okay. I've just had some that don't even know what to do when you turn them out. They stand there and they look around and they just have room, and all of a sudden they say, wow, and they just stand there, they're in shock, and usually they just blow up. Back feet sometimes fly. That's why everybody's got their shoes off in the rear. Annie! That's the introduction.
Part of her job with these thoroughbreds is calming them down.
It takes them about 2 months to settle down, just because they're put on high-protein feeds and they're given vitamins and all the great stuff that keep them really lively. But after about 2 months, everything's out of the system. And so all they're supposed to do around here is relax and gain weight. That's all they're supposed to do.
Judy began saving horses a few years ago as a secretary in a veterinarian's office in Massachusetts, where she purchased doomed horses from the driver of the slaughterhouse truck. Soon, she had so many horses she didn't know what to do. She packed up her menagerie of animals in Uxbridge, Massachusetts, and set out for Sebring, Florida, where she'd purchased 50 acres for the new expanded home of Adopt-A-Horse.
Bye, Kevin.
Have a good trip. We'll see you.
You coming? Okay, sweetheart. Good. See you in April. Okay.
I'm a sap. I don't know. I've always cared for animals, and my mother said that I was bringing home little things since I was a little girl, and I just save everything. Anything that needs a home, I'll try to give it a home, you know, if I can. I don't know why.
Word of her program is spreading, and she remains overwhelmed.
I've got 6 coming in day after tomorrow, and then I've got 10 more I'm supposed to go pick up.
She puts in long days, working without pay and often winding up paying out of her own pocket for feed and fences, blacksmiths and veterinarians. When she's not in the barns or out in the pastures, she's hunting for adoptive homes.
They can't drive down the yard with a horse trailer and just take a horse. We have to make sure the home is suitable. They can never be free. We don't let them go to homes for free because they could take them down the road and sell them for $400 to the killer. So we look for homes that have a little room. It's got to be fenced. They don't need 10 acres or so, but they do need something where they have a fenced-in area. They can never be tied out on a stake.
After a few weeks with Judy, Be So Agile was spruced up to meet his new family.
He's mellowed a lot in the last 4 weeks, and he's just a real sweetheart.
Jill Murphy and her daughter Meg had been waiting all day for Be So Agile to arrive.
Look at there. Doesn't he look good with his dress? Huh? Look at there. I'm glad. Come on over here.
So you're all set.
Okay.
New mama
New mama.
and new sister.
I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
You know, I'll take care of him.
I get tired a lot, and several times I've wanted to quit, but you can't quit because there's nobody else out there that wants to do it. It's a hard job, and the only thanks you get, you know, is that you know that the horses are alive.